Okay, good morning, guys. We're going to get right into the stock market technical analysis. This channel is all about finding trade ideas, hopefully profitable ones. So if you guys find value in that, if you're interested in just following along the charts, looking, just getting a general read on the markets, or looking for individual trade ideas, trade concepts, trade strategies, that's what this channel is about. So drop me a thumbs up. Also, guys, I didn't put out a video yesterday, but I was in there talking with the private member group. So if you're interested in getting additional market insights, additional trade ideas, really just a lot more communication, then join up in the private member group. Link in the description of this video below. You should see a link for that. Finally, I do have a stock market technical analysis course, not a day trading course, not a get-rich course, a course designed to help you read the charts, analyze trade setups, and really just know how to play a trade idea. So if you're interested in that course, it's priced affordable. I did not, charge thousands of dollars or anything like that. Very affordable. So if you're interested in learning a skill set, building on a knowledge base, check that out. Link in the description below. Okay, here we go. Triple Q's tech sector. So we've got, again, more chop, and I've been talking to the private member group about this. My range is really kind of marked in green here on this hourly chart. We've just been chopping through it. Now, we've had a couple whips below it. There's a whip above it, but in general, we're just chopping around in this range. Another whip today. Looks like we're probably heading up to the top of the range. Again, the range has been very choppy, so there's really not a lot of action that I've been taking. You can buy at the bottom of the range, sell at the top. That's one method. I am looking for a continued rally and probably a breakout of this range. We have bullish divergence on the momentum indicators. That hasn't gone away. So the little dip we made, kind of this morning was almost another divergent low. So I'm thinking we are going to break to the upside, but I need to see it in order to add to my position. I do currently have a long position on this one. It's about a half-sized position, and I'll probably add if we can get a definitive break above this 267.50 area. Now, we did obviously get the one whip through, but I'm thinking the next one's probably going to be the real deal. So, and the way I'm going to play it is, you break out, and, if you break out above and we can hold, then I'll just, hold that position. And if we fall back below, I can cover the position. Or, if you want to make like a halfway point or something like that, or just, if you want to give it room, you could obviously cover if you start breaking below. For me, I'm going to keep it kind of tight. So I'll probably just, get the breakout. I'll probably look to, I'll give it a little room because they might try to dip it back into the range, maybe somewhere around this 266 or so. On a break back below, maybe we stop out on that half position. So the way I'm playing it, I took a half position here at support, and then I'll add another half on a break above resistance. So if it rallies, and then I'll give it a stop, somewhere down in here would be my stop, okay, for that half position. Okay, that's just a basic trading strategy there. To clean this up, where do I think it's going to rally to? Well, I've got some resistance levels marked out. Let me kind of go up here. One, we have this gap fill. This was from back on December 22nd. There's a gap fill. So I think that's a good target for the first area of resistance. You probably spike up to there. It's about 273. And then we've got the final resistance level about 279.35. Okay, I've got that marked out as former support. Decent support, should be good former resistance. Also, if I roll out, you'll see on the daily chart here that on the daily, we have this is our bear market, this downtrend line. All right, this is the bear market we've been in. So if we do rally up into that 279.50 area, 280, somewhere right in there, we're likely going to come into that downtrend line resistance as well, or at least close to it. So good area to, exit any kind of long position, maybe take a short position in my mind. So that would be my final target. We'll probably take half off at this first target, and then maybe take the second half off if we can get up here and start to flip short. Okay, so there's the trading strategy. Nothing's changed. Going back to the hourly chart here, nothing's really changed for weeks, basically. I mean, we've been in this trading range, and until we break to the upside or the downside, then we just don't have a clear direction of where we're going. We're just stuck in the chop. So for me, I'm looking to play whichever break it happens. If we break down, which is also the other possibility, then 238 I think is the move. All right, going to the daily chart now. Again, and I've been talking about this in my videos lately because there's really nothing changed. So it's basically, reiterating what I've been talking about. There it is, 238.50, 240. Excuse me. That is that's the area of support. So break to the downside, probably move down there. Break to the upside of this range, probably move back up to that 279.50. So whichever way it goes. Now we do have bullish divergence, so that tells me, probability is elevated to the break to the upside, but it doesn't mean you have to, this is a decent divergent. We could just plunge right down to that 238 and keep a bullish divergence and kind of keep that intact. So divergence is not enough to just say, oh, we're going to go to the upside. We need to start to see breaks of trendline resistance and actual breakouts. Until that, it's anybody's game. Back to the hourly chart, and we're just stuck in the range, and we got to have a decisive move out of this range. Lots of chop in here. So with all this chop and all these little breaks above and dips below, there's lots of stop rating going on, and the market makers are playing games. But in general, there's going to be a decisive move one way or the other out of here, just with all the position taking on this. So that's what I got on that one. Let's look at gold. It's been a while. Gold's kind of rallying today, and the miners are doing well. Here's gold futures, and they are in a bearish rising wedge pattern. So, it's definitely a bearish pattern. We have negative divergence on the daily chart here, and with this bearish pattern. So I think the move in gold is coming to an end, although we are rallying today. We don't chase price. We want to look for the future move, and this tells me we're likely going to see a pullback. Now, a sell signal is likely going to come on a break of the wedge. This can continue higher within this wedge, and until you get that definitive breakdown, you don't have a sell signal. So that's it. That's all I really see. I think there is a sell, a correction coming in gold, but we got to see it in the chart. So charts are set up bearish, don't have a sell signal. And this trade idea lift, I do like this for a long trade. It's just a very clean setup. We don't have a buy signal yet, so no trade is actionable as of now. But on this one, still have that bullish falling wedge pattern, okay, right here. Clean support that defined on the bottom of the wedge, and decent resistance at the top of the wedge. A little false breakout there, but in general, lots of reactions. You can see where we're trading right now is we're just basically at that resistance within the wedge. So no buy signal. We need to see a breakout of this wedge to the upside. Bullish divergence on the daily chart, all right, and that's telling me that we're gonna see that breakout to the upside. And we also have there's some resistance right here at about 12.14. So the way I think it's going to go is you'll probably break out, make a quick move up to that 12.14, probably maybe get checked there and maybe do a back test or something. But in general, you see the breakout, and then in any kind of back test of the wedge, it's likely going to go higher. This wedge, the way you want to do it is take the widest part of the wedge, which is about there. Yeah, you could even maybe extend this wedge all the way out to here. That's possible. So I don't know. It's basically setting us up for a pretty strong rally and lift, and it's basically likely going to get a move up to this 200-day moving average, which is way down here. So coming down. So that's what I would think is the move would be a break out of the wedge for a run up to the 200 simple moving average. And that's probably a potential 30% rally or so, something like that. So I like it as a setup. I'm not positioned long in it. I'm just waiting for that buy signal. Don't have it yet, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, Tesla. Tesla's been getting obliterated. I think it's probably due for a bounce. Let me show you what I got. I'm not positioned in it, but this is an hourly chart here. So this is kind of what I'm watching on this one for maybe a trade. You've got this downward trend line here of resistance, and we are continuing really kind of wedging out now, making a bullish falling wedge on the hourly chart like that, and still within the wedge, so no buy signal. Clean bullish divergence, obviously on the both momentum indicators, indicating we're probably going to get that breakout, and a pretty strong move to the upside. I would need to see a break above this trend line resistance, which for me, it's about 113-ish as of right now. Obviously, it changes every day, so we'll see where that, when you get a breakout, what level that falls at. But you just mark out that trend line on the hourly chart. And if we get that breakout, well, we're probably going to see a pretty strong move. Looking at the daily chart, we could rally, let me kind of clean this up real quick. You can see here that Tesla really held this area for a while, and it looks like there's a reaction level about 182. So you see a rally. You could have a pretty strong rally up to about that level. That's as far as I'd give it right there. If it was going to get up there, that would be the extent of what rally I'd expect. And from where we're at now, it's a potential 50-60% rally, depending on when you get that breakout. So I like that as a potential setup. It's definitely there. No buy signal yet. GME, I don't have a position on this because my broker did not have shares to short when it was a perfect sell signal. But I did point out that sell signal a couple days ago. You can see here we had this initial dip below right here, and it looked like a sell signal. This is when I gave the trade to my private member group saying, hey guys, looks like a sell signal, but we need to see that daily close below trend line support, which was sitting at about 1960 or so, and didn't get it that day, didn't get the next day. The following day, 2 days later, right there, that was your sell signal. Boom, okay? So that sell signal came, and basically it's just been lights out ever since. Even if you took the trade at the end of the day, this thing is still profitable now by about 13% in just a few days. So again, good trade there. Now if I go to the hourly chart, yeah, starting to, we've got some bullish divergence that is starting to show up on the RSI hourly here. And it is here on the PPO, but it's not confirmed. So you need to see, if this turns and you get the bullish crossover, starts to turn up with a higher low, then you would have that bullish divergence. And that's probably going to be good for a rally on GME back to this major trend line of 1960, okay? So that's all I have on that one. I'm not in the trade, so I'm not following it super closely. You have this potential trend line here to watch. Maybe a bullish falling wedge. So yeah, in general, it probably depends on what the market does. If the market rallies, then these little meme stocks, these are pretty much retail traders in here, but they cause people to get emboldened and take risk, and so these will typically rally when the market's rallying. Someone asked me to cover V. I know I've talked about this one in the past. No trade here. There really hasn't been a trade here. No actionable trade trigger telling us to get into it. But here's the coverage on it. Again, you have a downtrend line here, all right? And we've been chopping up. The main focus that I have is really this price action right in here on this daily chart. You'll see here that we are, continuing to ramp up. I'd say it's very likely we're going to make a new high out of this range right here, probably pop above this 219, 220, probably get up in there, probably a little higher. Negative divergence on the momentum indicators, still intact, all right? We still have that negative divergence. So if it pops up and makes a new high, it's still going to be a divergent high. And I think there's a good chance it's going to fail if it gets up there. But for me, what I'm looking for is, because we have this well-defined trading range right here, this downward channel, I would be looking for it to pass back into the channel. And also I was looking for that breakdown of the 200-day simple moving average. You can see that's basically where they held it. And I was looking for a nice solid sell signal below the 200-day moving average. We never got that. So 200-day moving average, you can see it just, that's where the buyers were stepping in. So no sell signal. And it's just not really that interesting of a chart until we start to see a break back into the channel and below the 200. Nice solid breakdown and close below the 200 should set this up for a move to the bottom of the channel, all the way down here about 170, 170-ish. It depends on obviously when that takes place. So that's it on that one. Okay, that's all I have for today, or at least for this morning. Just continuing to look for the trading ranges in the broad indices to pick a direction basically, and we'll jump on that direction. And that's all we have. So best of luck, guys. Drop me a thumbs up on your way out. Again, if you haven't taken the course, I think that's just ground one, fundamental, really just baseline skill set. So going to help you out there if you don't understand what I'm talking about, or just in general if you need to sharpen your skills. I put that together. It's basically my teachings all in a course that I think it's priced affordable. So check that out. And then the private member group, it's there if you're interested. All right, catch you on the next one. Bye.